Hi everyone, this is Ramona coming back at you. How have you guys been doing? It's been an entire week that I have not made a video. I'm doing pretty good, much better from the last video that I put up. So in case anybody's wondering, yeah. Okay, so it is cold and the window's broken. I'm gonna have to have maintenance men come and fix that window. Can't close the window. I'm freezing now. Anyways, so like a lot of things have been shaking me and awakening me as of late. Like the last video I made, everything I've been going through, and it's like I said, I feel like everything happens for a reason, and I think that, I have taken on a challenge for myself for the past few years to start to really change my life, because there are things that I want to become. There are things that I want to do that are greater outside of myself. But if you're somebody who's like low, no confidence, there's nothing going on but surface, and your emotional level is not fine-tuned enough to handle the big stuff, your insecurities and whatever it is that's going on, like from back then. Like, how can you handle the major stuff out here? And I had put it out in the universe, and I am a strong believer with that. You strongly say with passion, with energy, you strongly let it out there. And I do that. My stomach's hurting. I strongly put it out there, like whatever it is that I want. Like, I want a clean slate. I want to change my life. I want to be the person who can take my craft that I enjoy, my hobbies, the things that I do behind the scenes, and turn it into a business. I want to become that person that's capable of doing that big stuff, And so for the past few years, I've been like really fine tuning, and I'm really proud of myself. I've done a lot, and I think that I've hit a stage where I just plateaued for a while, and I think that really it was because I needed a break. And I also am a strong believer that you can't force emotional maturity. Okay, that's just something that comes with time. Time heals that kind of thing, and it fixes it in the way that it's meant to get fixed. And so when I say plateau, it basically means that me physically doing what I can do to changes was plateauing, but there are definitely things happening behind the scenes, spiritually, destiny. If you believe in destiny, I kind of believe in, like there's always that, like that gray area with that kind of stuff, but because I've whatever. Okay, so, but there's things happening behind the scene that I'm not aware of as of yet. But you guys as well, like if you're trying to improve your life and you're taking steps and then you hit a plateau, don't worry about that. Because while you're physically stopping whatever it is that you're doing, there's things happening behind the scenes that like puzzle pieces are falling from the sky, and they're working to fall in just right for you to be able to move on to the next thing. Because some things, like I said, you can't force things to happen sooner than they're meant to happen. Okay, so anyways, I'm hitting that plateau for myself, that things are physically I can't do anymore, and I'm freezing. Can you see my breath? Maybe not. So yeah, I was like winter time and all this summer too. I've been working a bit on my self-esteem and really tending to not stay in a shell anymore, which I had to do for a while in order to get used to being alone. But now it's time to learn how to temper. Remember, I said that last time. And so, how to allow people in your life, but also learn how to not be naive and gullible and let them take over. Just to temper and temperance, balance, you know. So this summer I've been working on that as well. But all the other big things that I've changed, I think like all winter long, I think that I was steadily applying the things that I've learned through that entire winter. And because like once you learn a big thing in your life, it's not gonna stick forever if you don't receive that big thing and then really work it over time, you know what I mean, until it becomes a habit, a way of life, a way of living, a way of doing. So yeah, hold on. Ooh, so cold. So I'm over my plateau, and like the last video that I made, I feel like I said, I think I already said that you know, all those things happen for a reason. And I always do my shadow work. I always am a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. And I think that everything that I was experiencing in that one moment, I think that was like a serious wake-up call. Because I think a portion of my plateau was a slumber, you know, and I think that it was just something just to wake me up, shake me up, like, get it going, Ramona, wake up and smell the coffee. It's time to let's go. Let's start being appreciative, because that's a rule that I have. The number one thing that will keep you alive every single time when you're going through a hard time, when things fall on you that are so hard and whatever, the major thing that I first think of is being grateful for everything that I have. And I go down a list of everything that I have. And then it reminds me. And then, and being grateful for this life that you're living. I mean, wow. I don't feel all that much comfortable telling you guys about my deep, deep past when I was like in 15 and 20s, you know what I mean? But I gone through some serious stuff. And I just feel like I'm here for a reason, and there's a really good reason. I'm so strong in my belief in that. I'm here for a reason. And every time I feel like really weak and just feeling like I can't go on anymore, I'm stuck, and I don't know what I feel insecure about. When I begin to become insecure about what I'm doing, like unsure of myself, then I always look back at the trials and tribulations that I had in the past, and I'm like, you know what? Okay, so maybe I don't have all the answers. Maybe things are not mapped out completely. Maybe I don't know where I'm going right now, but I know I'm going somewhere. Why? Because I survived this past that I had. And if I survived that, I'm here for a reason. I must be doing something right. Whatever I'm doing something right, you know? So, yeah, I just take my experiences and learn them, and they're they're my little treasures. My experiences are my little treasures, my little trinkets. Whenever I need a cheerleader, I look through my box of trinkets and I pull out different experiences that I've had, and I'm like, okay, I've gone through this before. You've gone through this before. Don't worry about it. Just, you know, you're okay. You're fine. Keep going, keep walking, and Spirit's gonna lead you down wherever you're supposed to be, you know. So, super cool. So, yeah. So today I was watching, oh my gosh, I don't even remember this guy, but like he has a very distinct face, and every time I see him, I'm like, oh yeah, let's see what he's talking about. So he was talking about meditation today, and he really simplified it and broke it down like, wow, hey, that's pretty cool. Like, yeah, I can do that. And he explained how it needs to be done, that this is something that you have to do every single day. And before I go on and talk about that, the reason why, so as I'm saying that, like, I want to start meditating. And I want to make it a lifestyle, something, incorporate it into my life every day of my life. And if you know me, like, Ramona is gonna meditate. You know, I used to meditate like when I was like younger, but it was more like a fad. It was more like something like, oh, she's so cool and so healthy, and so, you know, I did everything for onlookers, you know. Just want everybody to like, oh, she's so you know. But I'm just doing things for me now. I have noticed, can I also say this before I go on, that if you stop and you pay attention, you're really putting yourself on focus, on the map of your own life, right? Like your life map, okay? And you know, you watching where you're going, you will know what life lesson there is to be learned now. Because every time you overcome something, there's a new door to enter, and once you open that door and you're inside that room now, there's a new lesson to be learned. There's something new there, a new life lesson to be learned. So every time you learn something new, there's always, and then when you finish learning that life lesson, you open another door, there's another lesson that you need to learn. So I think right now, like, my new lesson to be learned right now is how to incorporate two things: great understanding and accepting gray areas, because everything's not black and white, you know, in your life, and you can't be so stubborn like that. You have to accept the middle ground, you know. Like a big example, life is beautiful, life is wonderful, life is, you know, this is for you guys to understand because you obviously know this, but life is a beautiful thing. You're so happy and content, right? But you also have to make room for the crappy things that happen in your life. You can expect those crappy things to happen. You don't know when they're going to happen, but you have to. But there's like that gray area. You can't always struggle and fight for that perfect life. You have to accept the perfect life and the negative life, and that gray area is about temperance. So I've been saying that word a lot lately. So I think that like gray areas equals temperance. And balancing, that's like a major thing. The other thing is that so balance and temperance is my lesson to learn right now. And the other thing, reason why with that is because I've noticed, not just presently, but all my life, I have been all over the place mentally. No matter, I'm never okay with one thing. Never okay with one thing. I'll have 5 things, 10 things, 10 different things I want to do. They never get accomplished. The only time I do accomplish things and that it goes through to the very end is if it's my life banks on it. My life, I mean literally, like my life banks on that. Or like for my apartment, if I have to fight for that, I will fight for that. Like it has to be something like it is like priority number one, like your breath that you need, you fight for that. So that I'll see to the end. But the other things, like if I have like different goals, my personal stuff that I want to accomplish, they never get taken care of. Why is that? Because, okay, like say here's my hand, right? These are the goals that I want to accomplish, okay? This is me in the middle of my hand, okay? So I get halfway down to one goal, but then I look over and then I see goals 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I'm like, oh, but those look more exciting. Then I go back before even finishing that goal, and then I go down here and I'm like, yeah, but the one that I was working on was pretty good, and look at the other goals, like, yeah, I really want to work on this. So I get halfway down to the goal finishing, but I backtrack. Then I go down this one, I'm like, oh, but this one is over here. Oh, number 1, 2, 4, and 5 look great. Oh, I really, really want to get those done. So I backtrack, and they never get done. And that's how my head is, like, all the time. All the time. Oh, it's right here. And it's so frustrating. And I'm grateful for having goals. That I am grateful for having goals, because there was a time I was so depressed, and there's just so much chaos going on in my life, and just negative people around me, like, you know what I mean? So like here, like I had all that crap going on outside of me, occupying my time, and so there was nothing ever for me inside, because there was no room for what I want to do in my life, my accomplishments, because I'm so busy with the outside stuff. So now that I have my goals that I want, that's great, that's wonderful, but what's the point in having goals if you're never going to accomplish any of them? So that's why I'm thinking about like meditation. And so I saw this guy, and I listened to his entire video, and I really loved his video. If I upload on my phone, if I can get a chance to get to the library, I'll upload a link to his channel, because I really like the guy. Yeah, dude. He's smart, and he knows what the hell he's talking about. Anywho, so yeah, he explained everything, and the major thing that he was saying that I was just like, oh, that's what I need. And he was talking about how quieting the mind is so important, and he explained me. He explained me and how I am. He explained the same exact thing that I just explained to you guys, like, if you got chaos going on in here, like all this, like, stuffiness, and how can you, which are wonderful, you have all these wonderful ifs, but if they're positive things, yeah, that's great. But then you have all these other things that you have to take care of, like getting the kids up to school, and things outside of yourself as well. But like, if you don't know how to temperance, the thing that I'm working on this moment of my life now, which is balance, and also how to quiet the mind and being able to focus on one thing. Yes, of course, you can't give up the other stuff you have to take care of, but you will learn in meditation to come back around when you need it, when you're ready for that. Like, every single day, a few times a day, you start thinking about things that you need to do to get that goal accomplished. After you finish thinking about that. But after you learn how to meditate, scientifically, he was saying that there was actually studies done that after a long time of meditating, like for a year, he said that you'll actually start seeing benefits after a couple of weeks, but you really see the long-term benefits even after like a couple of years, So, but he said like the neurons like start to connect and the cortex gets stronger and stronger. And he also said, you know, if you allow your mind to run around like a crazy drunken monkey, you don't use your mind like it's a muscle and fine tune it to get really bad memory. Like you won't start remembering and Alzheimer's. Like doctors are really, you know, connecting those two together. Like if you don't exercise your mind, you will lose your mind. You will lose your memory. You will lose your mind. So he's really, with any muscle in your body, you have to exercise it. You also have to exercise your mind. And so he was like, that's one of the great reasons why you should learn how to meditate. And meditation also, if you have like a major goal in your life and you're wondering, how come it is that I'm not getting ahead? How come I'm not getting ahead? Is because you're so distracted that this one thing you can't zone in on like you have to in order to optimize that goal, to make it like expanded, to make it like the way that the solid, the way that it needs to be in order to have like this amazing thing. Like your own business or writing a book or whatever. If you only write like an hour a day, right? Well, how the hell are you gonna like? What is that? I mean, you'll get something done possibly, but I mean, you're not going to get the optimum best if you're most of the time you're out there doing silly things, but you're not doing the one thing that you really dream and wish that you could get it resolved, this thing that's important to you. And so I feel like I need to learn how to meditate, to quiet my mind, shut it down, like the chatter, and like, you know, like let me give you an example as he did. Like say say if you were starting to meditate on day one, and this is like how you are all day long. You have a trillion different thoughts in the day, not realizing that you guys do, but you do. Oh my gosh, so glad. I'm gonna finish this video up real soon because I'm freezing. So if you're sitting there and you're like, the fact that you have to go shopping today, I definitely have to after this I have to get my shopping done. But then it's not just that one thought. It's like, okay, yeah, I have to get the shopping done, but the car's running out of gas. I'm gonna have to go down to the gas station and definitely fill up my gas. But I don't want to go to the corner store one because that one is the crazy risen the cost of gas per gallon. I'm gonna go to the one down there, and then after that, I should get on board with trying to save some money because I spend too much money out of convenience. So you're going on this chitter chatter thing, and then after that, it's like one thought after the next, there's trillions of thoughts in your head. And even when you're done with the shopping thing, now you're thinking about, well, I do have to, you know. And how can you think of your major goal that you want to accomplish when your mind is going 24 hours, 7 days a week? So you have to learn how to quiet your mind, and meditation will do that. He says, he told all of us, his viewers, he told us that this is not something that you can do for a week or 2 weeks. This is something that you have to do every single day for the rest of your life. And he was like, when you start seeing the benefits, you definitely will want to do meditation. And he says start off about 20 minutes. And I'm going to quickly tell you how to do that. So you see how he just basically said sit up straight. The reason why you want to sit up straight because if you lounge, it'll make you fall asleep. This is not about falling asleep at all or feeling sluggish or tired or whatever. You don't want to do that. This is about practicing about calming your mind and quieting the mind. And he said, thoughts will come up, but you have to learn how. You see how before I gave you the example where there's sequence, like I got to go grocery shopping, I need to go to the gas station, but I need to go to the new gas station, and then I have to do this and that. Okay, but he's saying if you happen to get a thought, do not take the tail with it, the tail of other stuff that you need to do. Just notice that one thought that pops up and let it go by like a cloud in the sky. Just watch it go by. Don't feed into the story behind it, which is that's the story. Like, okay, I have to go shopping, and then you have that long everything else you have to do. That's the story. Here's like the idea pops up, let it go by without the story. Don't feed into the story. And that's all you have to do. Do 20 minutes a day. That's all you have to do. He was like, there's other things that you can do but first you have to learn how to do this, and that takes a really long time to do that. Okay? Like I said earlier, where everything needs to, a habit, what do people usually say? A habit usually takes about 2 weeks to gel, to become something solid. And then, you know what I mean? So, yeah. I'm losing my train of thought. So, that's like another thing. Like, my memory is like shit. And I'm sick and tired of that. I'm not that old. I'm not old. And I have like a memory of an 80-year-old. It's terrible. Okay. So, I wanted to say one more thing, I think, but maybe not. I don't want to go over 30 minutes, and it's 27 minutes now, so I think, yeah. So let me just wrap it up here and just basically say, so I feel like this is my new thing that I need to do in order to become closer to who I need to be in order to be that grand thing that I want to take care of, which is like really being able to be my own boss. If you stop and think about it, I was laughing to myself the other day. I'm like, oh my god, I would suck at being anybody's boss. Forget about being my own boss. I mean, there's lots of things I've accomplished, like I said, but like to really, really like reprimand myself and really try to keep myself in tight grips, like don't color out of the line. You gotta really that path and learning how to give myself breaks when, like, you know what I mean? Like setting out a desired list of things that need to be done for the day, and then getting those things done. Like, they have to get done. Like, I have to have that mentality where you either get them done or you're not getting a paycheck this week. What happens if you don't get a paycheck? You lose your home, or you don't eat, or you don't have any clean clothes because there's no money, no toiletries, you know what I mean? Like, those are the things I have to learn because I want to learn how to be my own boss. So, that's like the most important thing. So, yeah. Okay, so I feel like meditation would really help out with that. And I'm telling you guys this because, like, I feel like everything that I'm doing in my personal life, like, I'm thinking maybe this is something that you guys can do. Like, let's do a 30-day challenge. And I did say where this is something you need to consistently do for the rest of your life, but everything has to be done trial basis. You know what I mean? Like challenge yourself. See if this is something you can do. Like, take the 30-day challenge. Meditate meditate. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I think because I'm so cold. I'm just like, my body's reacting to it. But let's like do a 30-day challenge, like starting tomorrow. Every day, meditate for like 20 minutes out of your time, out of your day, you know, sitting up straight and just letting those thoughts cross by like a cloud in the sky with no story, not feeding into the story. You can do that, and then maybe you can leave a comment with down below, or make a video response. Just leave a comment below. It's okay. If that's something that you feel like it's helped you out with. Okay, mwah, mwah, love everybody, and I'm so glad that I was able to make this video. I'm gonna go because it's cold. Bye.